Canning your homebrew is all the rage, but how does it compare when it comes to preserving aroma and flavor like a traditional bottle would? Hey fellow hop killers, my name is Dylan with the Hop Killer Brewery, where we bring you the brews, reviews, and how-tos. In this video, we're going to go deep on my experiment that I've personally started 2 months ago when it comes to comparing the quality preservation between beer in a can or a bottle. This is going to be my version of a blind triangle taste test where I had my wife in a separate room label underneath these red Solo cups you see behind me. 2 are going to be of either a bottle or can, and 1 is going to be of the other, which I don't know right now. These are the same beers packaged on the same day that are the same amount of days old that have been packaged in similar volume containers. So one being canned in an October SL1 Seamer with a 16-ounce can, the other being bottled the same way I've been bottling for years that I bottle for competitions with a 500 milliliter bottle, which is 1 ounce roughly over the can. And they were both packaged using the same Blickman beer gun at the same purging times, at the same filling rates, at the same temperature in the day. Everything has been packaged the same way it would. The only difference and variable in this equation is the package style, whether it be can or bottle. Now, this was done 2 months ago. I have since put 4 sets, so that's 4 cans and 4 500 milliliter bottles in various places. 2 sets have been stored cold since I packaged them. 2 sets have been left out at room temperature, which is one here in my hand in the bottle behind me. And now what is in these red Solo cups are one of the sets that has been stored at room temperature over the last 2 months. Why am I comparing those that have been stored at room temperature? The higher the temperature is being stored at, the faster beer oxidizes and the faster the aroma and flavor degrade. So this should be a good example, at least in my opinion, of showing any differences between the 2 formats. Canning can be a very viable packaging option when it comes to a professional scale. I am a little weary on the homebrewing scale, only because the opening is bigger, there is no purging under lids, even though you are sealing on foam, and theoretically there would be no oxygen in the foam or any of the spilled beer, leaving you with no oxygen at all in the container. But personally, I've just been weary of it. I've always used bottles when it comes to entering competitions or storing long term. I want to use this example and this experiment to hopefully debunk my own personal bias when it comes to cans not being able to store beer properly for a long time on the homebrewing level. Now, a little bit about this beer. It's a 5.4% Hoppy Pale Ale / IPA. It's all Maris Otter with Nelson, Cascade, and Simcoe. I have a grain to glass video I'll link up here somewhere for you guys to check that out if you're interested. Like I said, my wife had poured these. I have no idea if there's 2 that are from the bottle or 2 that are from the can, and then there's 1 outlier. I'm going to try and smell and taste and see if I can point out any difference at all. If you get any value out of this video, make sure to smash that thumbs up button. If you enjoy brewing related content, please consider subscribing. And if you can't get enough of me here on YouTube, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Hop Killer Brewery. I post a bunch of videos, including getting ripped off beers that people send me and some other fun stuff that are in the works before you ever even get to see them here. All right, let's try this first one in no particular order. I wish this was all outlined on a table for you, but unfortunately, I just don't have the setup for that yet. That's number 1. This one seems a little fresher. This one has a little more of a nose to it than the one I had just tried, which is over here. And I'm going to do this in this order so that we can see. This is the last one of the 3, and then I'll see if there's any difference. Okay, so the last one, and this is the last one that I've tried, and the first one, to me, seemed to be very similar. Let's try this again, though. So I just had the last one. I'm going to set aside the middle one and try the first one again, because they seem to compare pretty evenly. Key tip when it comes to smelling beer, or anything, if you smell your skin and get a little refresh on the senses, it actually helps you with picking out other aromas. If you just whiff, like, that's why people put coffee up to their nose. Same thing works with the skin. I actually got that off a podcast or a video when it comes to judging. All right. I think the middle one, so the second one I tried and the first, if I had lined them out properly, which I hope I did, I think this is the bottle. I think it has a little more of an aroma. It has a more sharp nose and more hop character to it. So you'll be the first to see before I do. It's a bottle, so my bias is proving itself right now, but to know about the other two, I guess I should have pointed out the fact that I think this one was the bottle. So I'm going to wish I could do some video editing magic, but I'm actually not going to go through it. Just know that's what I hoped it was or thought it was initially. I think the other two are cans. Now, if the other two are cans, my bias is being proven right. It's a bottle, so no, it's not. And one's a can. Okay, I'm going to mix these up and give it another go. I genuinely have no idea what order any of these are in now. So let's give it a go real quick and see if we can pick out any difference this time. Though I know there's two from the bottle and one from the can. Okay, this one's got to be the can. Okay, this one is the can. Can. You can't really see that well without me spilling the beer all over the place. Bottle, which I feel is a superior packaging format when it comes to home brewing, not in general. I don't have a DO meter. I can't pierce and find my ppb. I feel like the bottle's king just because of the opening is smaller than the can. I feel more confident when it comes to my bottling process than I do my canning. I mean, even today, I still don't seam cans properly. I don't understand if it's, I think I'm just special and I can't do it properly. I don't know. But I feel like bottling is king when it comes to homebrewing package for quality of the preservation of flavor and aroma. Now, I would love to do this with clear glasses and a hazy IPA that is equally as old and the similar format, because it would really show the difference not only in the aroma and the flavor, but visually. If there's any oxidation or major oxidation issues, you're going to visually be able to see that dirty dishwasher from what was once looking like OJ. This is my own way of doing the blind triangle. I'm not a professional. I'm not a judge. I still think bottles are better when it comes to a packaging style over cans. I'm going to post some B-roll footage, or I'll post another video actually showing my entire process, and this process is the same whether it's a bottle or a can, except I'm sealing a can and not capping a bottle. Same thing though, still using a Blickman beer gun, still doing the same process, still purging the same amount, all the same. Variables are the same, the package is the only difference. So to make this really official, since I was wrong the first time and right the second, I probably should do this a few more times. I'm going to go ahead and definitively say, for my own personal packaging process, not yours, but maybe yours, that I have better quality beer that has been stored in a bottle rather than a can. Now, what would be very interesting to do is to compare this other set that has been stored at room temperature and blind taste test the difference between those that have been stored cold. If you think that's worthy of a video, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. Also, what do you prefer, or what do you think's better, can or bottles, and why? Because I've always thought the cans were inferior, meaning less than the bottle, because of the opening and just the way homebrewers package beer. On a commercial scale, where you have a $250,000 canning line, where you have nitrogen purging, or you have adequate and proper software to do all the purging and filling at a concise and very, very great, very similar rate to every can in line, You have better packaging process. You also have CO2 going under the lids. You got a whole bunch of other things that are going to help keep the DO to a minimum when it comes to packaging. And we would never know because those DO meters cost thousands and thousands of dollars. I would love to actually fill these up at a facility that has one that can pierce both bottles and cans. I think that'd be really cool to see what the lowest number that you could get out of a homebrew can seamer. I think that'd be really, really cool. So any of you breweries or brewer owners that have that fancy equipment that I will never have, make sure to hit me up. This has been Dylan with the Hop Killer Brewery, my blind triangle test. Until next time, guys, cheers.